say, man, look, running taught me that either way it's gonna hurt, so you have to endure. Running taught me how to endure the pain. Running taught me that the pain that I feel is momentary. 'Cause once I'm done, I'll be feeling better. I was on my run this morning, and I was starting to reach excruciating pain. As I was about to conclude, as I was finishing my run, I was asking myself, how do I feel? Do my legs hurt? Yeah. Does my body feel heavy? Yeah. But either way, I still gotta push through. I asked myself, have I felt worse? I told myself, yeah. So I was like, so what's this, right? All I gotta do is endure for a little bit longer, and I'll be okay. And I'll come out as a champion. I'll come out finished, complete, statured, right? And that's a lesson for life. That's a lesson for life. These seasons that we're going through, shout out to Jordan Welch. He made a video about this on YouTube about accepting the seasons. There's a season for everything. This is not your regular Christian message. This is just real life, you know? This is real life. You have to accept the seasons of defeat, of torture, of long suffering, happiness. These are all seasons. Nothing is meant to last forever. The only thing that's meant to last forever is the kingdom of heaven. Heaven, New Jerusalem. We have yet to see that. So while we're on this earth, we have to endure the struggle, the strife, the pain, especially for us Israelites. The so-called blacks, browns, Native Indians/Americans, we have to endure to the end. When the Bible says for us to come out of Babylon and to remember who we are, who is that speaking to? The only nation that can't remember their history is the blacks, the browns, and Native Indians/Native Americans. We're the only people. We are the Israelites. It is what it is. Aside from that, you have to endure long suffering. You have to endure moments of pain. Running taught me virtue. Running taught me resilience. I had that. The seed was planted amongst my basketball career in high school. You know, I was good, but I couldn't translate that to the game, to the public. I was good at the rec. I couldn't translate that in the game for my school, in front of others, right? Nerves, inexperience, immaturity, emotional insecurity, physical insecurity, they held me back. But I learned the presence of working hard. I saw an old teammate in the gym, and he told me that I always had work ethic. Translation, hey bro, you wasn't that good, but you was one of the hardest workers. You know what I'm saying? Probably why my defense was so good, but my offense was lacking. I didn't really mature into my game until I went off to college, right? But through that seed was planted through high school basketball, I learned how to endure. I learned how to embrace long suffering. I learned how to just get back and try again. So as I translate to me as a grown man working out in the gym, I work out with that same intensity. But when I started running, it became different. I just have to understand how to apply those principles that I take, that I've learned from running, and apply that to the rest of my life. Apply that to all areas in our life. Sometimes we find it hard for us to apply our areas. Sometimes we find it hard for us to apply one area into all areas of our life when it's positive. But when it's negative, we know how to do that. Whenever we feel like we're not good enough, that seems to trickle down to every facet of our life, right? But if I was to have success in this one area, it's hard for me to translate that same success and confidence when I'm talking to a girl, right? Or when I'm presenting something to the public, right? I was so good at running and not backing down and working out in the gym and pushing myself. But then when I see somebody who I'm attracted to, I would stutter, right? That sound familiar? Where does that same confidence? Where's the confidence from the gym? Why can't I apply that into real life when it's positive? But whenever we feel down, we feel negative, we feel depressed, that seems to affect everything in our lives, right? How come the negative is so easily leaned on and the positive is so much rarely experienced? These are questions that we have to ask ourselves. We have to learn how to have a happy medium, learn how to feel certain moments of sadness and flush that out, because what's that going to do, right? Once you acknowledge how you feel, you have to self-correct. You have to allow your brain to self-correct, you know what I'm saying? And you're going to start doing that naturally the more you think about it. We have to remember the inner conversation. When I'm running, my inner conversation is one foot in front of the other. Enjoy the moment. I was running and I was getting tired. And I was thinking to myself, like, I'm really at peace right now. Running is somewhat an escape. Yeah, the huffing and the puffing and the feeling of being tired and fatigue is distracting. But when you really look at the nature around you, it's like, wow, like I wouldn't be experiencing this if I wasn't running. Not like this. It's peace. It feels like you're away from the world. You know, those troubles you had at work, that trouble that you had with your significant other, that's genuinely irrelevant when you're running, right? When you're running, all you're thinking about is that finish line, the pain you feel and what's around you. That's why I advocate people to run outside in nature, because it's different. A lot of y'all probably live in the city, but me, I'm around like a lot of green and forestry, you know what I'm saying? So when I'm running, I'm around life, wildlife, you know what I'm saying? So it's therapeutic. The ultimate relaxation you can have is probably walking, because you're not going to be that tired and you can take in everything around you. But me, I'm a runner. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to run that bit. I'm going to run that thing. But what this has taught me, what running has really taught me, is how to endure long suffering and to be patient and to appreciate what's around me and where I'm at right now. Learn how to understand my inner conversation. You know, these can be translated into every other facet in your life if you allow it. You know, the discipline that you have to run and work out, use that same discipline to stop watching dirty websites. Use that same discipline to stop being lackluster with your faith. I'm working on the lackluster part. Use that same discipline to unlearn false doctrine. Use that same discipline in all areas of your life. Look people in the eye. Be confident when you speak. Know what you want and ask for it. You know what I'm saying? Understand that sometimes taking no for an answer can be the wisest thing you can do. You know? Have discernment on what to push forward to, and have more discernment what to leave alone. You feel me? But more importantly, running taught me long suffering. I learned a lot about myself. I also learned that I really do got that dog in me for real. I'm trying to tell you, man. You think you got that dog in you until you start running and it become a habit. Watch. I'd argue that running is harder than working out. The physical aspect. I'm telling you, because running is you versus you. If you really a go-getter, you're gonna learn when you're running. Embrace long suffering. All praises.